Hey guys, this is a little bit of a rant, but I have to do it. So I'm sitting here minding my own business at home, and I hear an ad for a men's wellness clinic. And it's just such an injustice that you guys should know about. So these clinics are popping up all over the place. There's shot clinics. There's different tools that people are advertising. Platelet-rich plasma, for instance, shockwave therapy, or it's called low-intensity extracorporeal shockwave, or you've heard of Gainswave. These tools are awesome. There's no doubt about it. But you can't just use one tool to fix a problem that is deeper than that. So all sexual changes are changes at the cellular level, and you have to understand what's going on. So if you have erectile dysfunction, or just things aren't working quite as well as they used to, you wouldn't necessarily call it dysfunction. That means something's happening, and there's quite a bit to this whole thing. You need appropriate blood flow, which not only means that the vessels have to be open, the endothelium, which is the lining of the vessels, have to be working so that they can dilate, allow blood flow in. Enough blood flow has to enter into the penis in order to trap the blood so that you can maintain an erection. You know, things like Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, again, great tools to treat the symptom, but they don't actually treat the dysfunction, and the dysfunction is typically the endothelial lining. So these things, if they work, and for a lot of guys they don't, unfortunately, and that just means that the endothelium is that dysfunctional. If they work for you, they're not going to work forever, because it's a Band-Aid. You're not actually addressing the issue. And the problem is it has to act on the inside of the vessel, and if that's not working properly, then over time it's going to get worse and worse and worse, and then these medications aren't going to work. So, you know, a contractor or a builder doesn't advertise his hammer, right? He shows you the house. He shows you a total solution. And that's what I need to convey to you guys. You know, beware of these clinics that are just advertising their tools. You know, we fix erectile dysfunction with platelet-rich plasma, or with shockwave, or with shots, or whatever the case may be. You need an evaluation. You deserve an evaluation, because when your penis isn't working properly, it means there's something happening underneath. And really, cardiovascular disease is a big problem. And that's the beginning of a big problem, which, by the way, can be reversed. You can reverse these things. I am a functional physician, which means I understand the endothelium. I understand why you have decreased sensitivity. I can diagnose that you're headed for diabetes, 10 or 15 years before it even happens. I can't tell you how many guys will come to my clinic and they'll bring some blood work from their primary care doctor. Oh, everything looks great. Yeah, everything doesn't look great. You know, there's hypothyroidism that's sometimes very subtle. So, you don't have a big H or an L on the lab, but it doesn't mean that things look great. You need hormone balance. So many times guys will come in with blood work from their urologist. There's no estrogen on there. There's just testosterone, total testosterone, which, by the way, doesn't tell me anything. The testosterone to estrogen ratio is super important. And guess what? If your estrogen's too low, yeah, the endothelium's not going to work either. So there's sweet spots for these things. You deserve an evaluation, okay? We do blood work. We get a coronary calcium score, which is actually looking to see if you have plaque buildup around your heart in the coronary arteries. We want to make sure of that. I've taken completely healthy-looking guys who have some erectile changes and found that they're loaded with plaque in the coronary arteries. And so, they exercise. Actually, one's a competitive cyclist, and it's surprising. But these tools are there. They're very accessible. You just need to go to somebody who understands how to diagnose the problem appropriately. Really, is it blood flow? Is it a nervous system issue? What's happening? How do we fix it? Because we can. We really can. There's very few men that we can't help with who are having erectile changes, even some severe erectile dysfunction. I've helped a guy who was 7 years after a radical prostatectomy. And so, he had nothing. And we've been able to restore his full function. I know, it's pretty awesome. I'm excited about it, but this is a public service announcement, really. Don't fall for all of the hype and the advertising that you can come in, give them $6,000, they'll give you a year's worth of shots, and you'll have a guaranteed erection. That's true. It's true, and I have that tool as well. In fact, I have every tool available to me that is out there to fix erectile dysfunction. Short of surgery, I don't do surgery. I have all of the advanced diagnostic tests that are available to look at endothelial markers in your blood. I've never seen a primary care doctor or a urologist look at endothelial markers in your blood. This gives you information about how well the vessels are able to dilate and contract. I mean, this is paramount. It's all about blood flow. I've never seen a primary doctor or a urologist that's looking at your fasting insulin and your IR, which is an indication of your likelihood of developing insulin resistance or diabetes. I check all of these comprehensive cardiovascular metabolic markers in addition to about 15 different inflammatory markers. Did you know if your iron was elevated, which happens a lot, this is going to screw up the endothelial lining and it's not going to be as sensitive? So trust me, if you need a quick fix, I'm happy to give you a quick fix while we figure out what's happening and we start to address those issues. And we're going to save your life. Not only your sex life, but we're going to save your life because you're headed for some kind of danger and nobody's looking deep enough, early enough. Our healthcare system is set up to wait till you have disease in order to be able to address the issue. We need to be proactive. Now, the regenerative tools like platelet-rich plasma, the shockwave therapy or pulse wave therapy are awesome. And trust me, they're always part of a comprehensive solution. They really are, because they're going to regenerate that endothelial lining in the penis. They're going to help to thicken the tissue so that you can overcome your venous leakage, if that's the case. If you have Peyronie's and you have a plaque on the penis which is causing a curve, platelet-rich plasma and the shockwave therapy can be incredibly effective. Incredibly effective. But let me evaluate you, clean you up. I always put everybody on a program where we clean you up. We really go to work to fix and repair, do a full evaluation so that we know exactly what's happening and we can fix the immediate problem of erectile dysfunction and then the long-term problem, which is deteriorating health. Doesn't matter how much you exercise. Doesn't matter how clean your diet is. Doesn't matter, okay? If you've got erectile changes and you're having trouble either getting an erection, maintaining an erection, maybe it's not quite as robust as it was. Maybe you're not waking up in the middle of the night in the morning with an erection. Maybe you have a decreased sensitivity. Maybe your ejaculate volume has decreased significantly. Maybe you have BPH and you're, up peeing all night. These are big changes. This is a big deal, okay? So you owe it to yourself to have an appropriate evaluation from a functional perspective, all right? Not from a disease surveillance perspective, but from a functional perspective. This isn't like an oil change, okay? This isn't like an oil change. You got to throw that thing up on the diagnostic computer so that you can really figure out what's happening. Seriously. So beware of clinics that are just popping up all over the place, advertising their tools. You want a total solution. All right, I hope to see you. I really do, because you deserve it. And you're not alone. This is the other thing, Guys come in and they're saying, oh, you mean other guys have this problem? You're not alone. At least 50% of you have this problem. And if you're older than 50, more than that, okay? And that means 50% of you will actually feel like it's bad enough to go seek care from a doctor. All right, this is not a little problem. It's a big problem. It means a decrease in your self-esteem. It means changes in your relationships, how you feel about yourself, productivity. Sex is a big deal. It really is. So, and your wellness is a big deal. I hope to see you. I really do. Take care of yourself. Find somebody who can help you.